Good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. And yes, we're going to that horrible place known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. Alright, folks, as you know, breaking as of a couple of days ago, a little part of a bill getting passed through the House, including the ban of the GEDs, also known as the blah blah blah. God, I can't think this morning. What they used to basically cause horrific skin shocks to the students at the JRC was included in there as a ban. It now has to pass the Senate. So the chin plates in the description box have just become your new best friend. Make sure you share it on all social media, alright? Also in the description box, we have the article the JRC doesn't want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started for autistics by autistics, in which they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the quote-unquote behavior treatment program they run at that psychotic school of theirs. And yeah, due to that survey, the JRC has decided to threaten NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. And because we be petty, we say please share it on all your social media, okay? We also have their public statement on the matter, as well as at the very bottom of the description box, the GoFundMe. Yes, we're crowdfunding, just in case the JRC has the balls to see through their threat, especially with the level of scrutiny they have to go are dealing with now. And I don't feel sorry for them even a little bit. I don't have enough sympathy to even. I don't have enough sympathy. Blah. I don't have enough sympathy to play for them the world's smallest violin, okay? Alright, we got the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign as well, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, where this channel gets the majority of its material from in regards to this subject. And the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones, all right? It is 4:27 a.m. I have demonstrated 3 times already that I cannot barely string together a coherent sentence. So if I stumble over my words like that again, apologies in advance. If I yell, ow, I have like a massive crick in my neck that I got by, waking up. So, yeah. Please also excuse the howls of pain. Getting old sucks, folks, and I don't recommend it, alright? I'm a lot older than when I look. Okay, so where we left off the day before yesterday. This June report incorrectly states the JRC disproportionately used level 3 interventions with higher functioning students from New York. Oh yeah, remember, they're rehashing this from earlier, but they think it's actually a good thing and a defense when they sit there and say, no, we only use it on the nonverbal. You understand how that works, right? When you're using a device on an individual who is that vulnerable and can't give voice to what's happening to them, that the only form of communication that they have is through behavior, because none of you all can bother to learn sign language, except maybe a token 2. The JRC's like, but we have 2 licensed. Neither here nor there. You see how that's worse, right? Currently, of 161 students from New York, 44 are lower functioning school aged, 36 are higher functioning school aged, and 15 are lower functioning adults. Says you. I happen to think that you're low functioning adults, JRC. Every last one of you. But that's just me. The percentage of GED treated New York school age students who are higher functioning category is 45%, which is actually lower than the percentage of the same group in 1999, 67%, as the following table shows. You understand how that's worse, right? When you literally are pretty much stating here that you target what you consider low functioning and the most fucking vulnerable, you do understand how that's worse, right? Oh, fuck me. One student wearing the GED showed insight into his behaviors. Less aversive and intrusive interventions could be attempted systematically with this student. Oh, now they're going to tell us why that's not true and why they have to keep shocking him. The visitors evidently did not review the students' records. All students at the JRC received numerous positive only interventions prior to JRC and during the initial period at JRC. Do you know that for a fact? You do realize that in ABA, even quote unquote so called good ABA, there is still adversives, right? Whatever, JRC. You the point. You the point. These positive only interventions and their effectiveness for the student are documented. Sure, they are. In this student's case, they failed to produce change in the student's dangerous behavior. I love how they keep using the word dangerous. They want to hammer it in home to you. They want to hammer in the word dangerous. Why? Because dangerous presents a sort of bias. When we label someone as dangerous, in some forms, it starts slowly stripping them away their humanity, doesn't it? They go from being a person into being someone to be frightened of. It becomes a person on which you can build a straw man on. And the JRC does it time and again. Of course, they're always going to use words like dangerous, but they're always going to be vague as fuck. They might give you primary examples in maybe 2 students. You have no idea if those students are currently students now. You have no idea whether or not they are actually that dangerous. Because, we have to just trust them, bro. We don't know if the quote unquote dangerous behavior is them refusing to listen to their psychotic fucking rules, like don't stop work for more than 3 seconds. Okay? There's a psychological manipulation going on there. Trying to use trigger words in society. They're trying to gaslight you into agreeing with them by messing with your psychology there. Okay? They use words like this to get inside your head and take this person who looks like a student and a human being and turn them into an out of control animal in a human suit that must be controlled and must be controlled by any means necessary. Because if they do this, if they can turn that student into that 2-dimensional, almost villain-like character who must be controlled, then they can get away with doing whatever they want to that individual. And you've drunk the Kool-Aid and believe that it's for their own good. Okay? Also, this student is currently starting fading process and working toward a less intrusive program. He shouldn't have been on it in the first place. If a student can comprehend the consequences of their behaviors, why were they put on it in the first place? Wouldn't a program like person-centered planning where they could have some form of control over their own goddamn lives, God forbid, been better? Yes, folks. Yes, it is. Sorry, not sorry. Clinicians work with their students to help teach them appropriate self-management techniques. What they mean by appropriate self-management techniques, they mean neurotypical self-management techniques. More often than not, do they work for the neurotypicals? Nah, they don't. Even neurotypicals, when they hit a point, there is no self-management. It's this, again, romanticized idea of normal that they hold us up to that the normal, average, neurotypical teenager can't even meet. So if that's the case, who actually ever has a chance to be able to get away from those fucking blah? You get where I'm going with that. All students are capable of doing so and attend sharp meetings to discuss self-management projects and strategies. Sure, you mean where you fucking gaslight them into agreeing that they must be neurotypical or they'll never be accepted. Fantastic. Additionally, some students become so proficient at this that they attend the 2004 International Association for Behavior Analysis Conference in Boston, Mass. to show their charts and discuss them with others. Oh, you mean you basically trot them out as fucking show ponies to display your fucking insanity. You use them, you beat them down into what you want them to be, not who the fuck they are, and then traumatize them further by shoving them out in the crowd saying, you better smile, you better tell these people what we want you to tell them. Jesus Christ. See, the JRC doesn't care about making us better as individuals, developing better skills, developing better self-coping mechanisms. Why? Because our fucking non-harmful, self-regulating fucking methods are shockable offenses at the JRC. We are not allowed to, bend ponytails around the wrists like I do, where there's at least a little bit of pressure. We are not allowed to flap our hands as some of us do, or in my case, leg shaking. We're not allowed to do any of these non-harmful, unthreatening to anyone, self-regulating activities that comes to us from our neurology. We get shocked for that. So JRC, tell me what is acceptable. Underage drinking? Because that's what neurotypicals do. To self-regulate and calm down in stressful situations. I hate to tell you. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out for this morning. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. Now, that wasn't me trying to be mean to neurotypical teenagers, all right? I'm using them as an example because the JRC constantly, as well as many others throughout the ABA field, have this idealized idea of what normal is. That they expect this person with the disability to hit. And if you don't hit that, then you have to be punished again and again and again. And it teaches this level of self-loathing and self-hatred. This idea that you have to mask 24/7 and pretend to be someone else, someone who meets this romanticized idea of normal in order to be accepted, loved, and be a part of the community. When the fact of the matter is, in reality, another person who's a neurotypical doesn't meet those standards. So why are we holding disabled people up to standards that we don't hold neurotypical teenagers up to? I do appreciate your time this morning. As always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one.